Part of the Daily on 100 means the world to me. Diddy's from Harlem. I'm from Harlem. That's already like damn near my uncle. He definitely know, like, of watching me grow up all the years of my grind. So I think it was more of a respect too, of really seeing me, work my way up, and I leveled up.
The story begins in a way no one saw coming. Iman Shumpert, once known for his calm energy and quiet strength, is suddenly at the center of one of Hollywood's darkest and most shocking confessions. The man who had always stood beside Teyana Taylor, her protector, her biggest supporter, the love of her life, has finally spoken. But this time it wasn't about love. It was about pain, fear, and a truth he says has been haunting them both for years. When Iman sat down for that interview, fans expected the usual, maybe some talk about music, fatherhood, or his career after basketball. But the moment he mentioned Diddy's name, the entire room went silent. His tone shifted, his eyes darkened, and his words carried a weight that made everyone lean closer. "People think they know what happened," he said quietly, "but they have no idea what Teyana went through. She almost didn't make it." Those words hit like thunder. Almost didn't make it? What did he mean? What happened behind the scenes that Teyana never spoke about? To understand this moment, we have to go back. Way back to when Teyana Taylor was still a rising star, a young woman carving her place in the entertainment industry. Long before the fame, the fashion, and the headlines, Teyana was a girl from Harlem with a voice, a dream, and a drive that couldn't be contained. She was signed to Pharrell's label early in her career, and even then, everyone saw her spark. But the industry can be cruel, and soon, she found herself tangled in a world she didn't fully understand. That's when Diddy's name first entered her life. He was the king of hip-hop, a mentor figure, someone with power and connections that could change a career overnight. According to Iman, that's when everything started to shift. She looked up to him, Iman said. She thought he was someone who genuinely believed in her talent. But it didn't take long before things started to feel wrong. Behind the glitz and glamour, Iman claims Teyana was dealing with something darker. Late-night calls, pressure to attend private events, and whispers that made her uncomfortable. She didn't talk much about it back then. She was scared, cautious, trying to protect her career. "I remember her coming home one night," Iman continued, his voice breaking, "and she just sat on the couch. No words, no tears. Just silence. That's when I knew something was eating her alive." At the time, no one dared to question Diddy's power. He was untouchable, the man behind countless stars, the gatekeeper to success. But in recent months, that image has started to crumble. Lawsuits, accusations, and shocking confessions have painted a picture far from the glamorous mogul the public once idolized. And now, Iman's revelation adds yet another layer. One that connects Diddy's name to a story of emotional and mental suffering that Teyana hid for years. As the industry started turning against Diddy, fans began revisiting old interviews and moments from artists who had once been close to him. That's when clips of Teyana started resurfacing. Small, subtle moments that now feel like hidden cries for help. In one old interview, she was asked about her time working with Diddy, and she paused before saying, "He's complicated." At the time, people thought nothing of it. But now, that pause feels heavy, almost haunting. Iman says it reached a point where Teyana couldn't sleep. She was having panic attacks, constantly watching her back. It wasn't just about business anymore, he said. She was scared, not of losing her career, but of losing herself. He described nights when she would wake up shaking, saying she felt trapped, like she couldn't escape. This was around the same time Iman was building his own career, balancing basketball, music, and being there for their family. He tried to be her safe space, the calm in her storm. But even he admits that there were times he didn't understand the depth of what she was going through. "She was strong," he said softly. "Too strong sometimes. She carried everything alone." Then came the breaking point. According to Iman, one night Teyana was supposed to attend an industry event, one of those exclusive parties filled with celebrities and executives. But when the car arrived to pick her up, she froze. She said, "I can't go back there," Iman recalled. And that's when I realized it wasn't just anxiety. It was trauma. That night changed everything. Instead of going to the party, Teyana locked herself in a hotel room. Hours later, Iman found her crying, shaking, saying she felt like she couldn't breathe. "That's when I knew she wasn't okay," he said. "That's when I told her, you don't have to keep quiet anymore." In the months that followed, Teyana started distancing herself from certain people, cutting ties with old connections, and focusing on her own path. She left music for a while, choosing to direct, to create, to heal. Fans thought she was simply taking a break from the spotlight. But now, through Iman's revelation, it's clear there was so much more going on. Iman said he wanted to speak out because he's tired of watching people pretend. "Everyone acts like this industry is all lights and love," he said. "But behind it, there's manipulation, fear, and people in power who think they own you." Teyana almost didn't make it out of that world. As the video clip of Iman's confession spread online, fans were stunned. Many began piecing together clues, linking Teyana's emotional performances, her sudden retirement announcement, and her cryptic posts on social media to what Iman was describing. "Now it all makes sense," one fan wrote. "She was trying to tell us without saying it." But as powerful as Iman's words were, they also came with consequences. Within hours, people close to Diddy began denying the claims, calling them exaggerated and baseless. Yet, Iman didn't back down. He released another statement saying, "I have no reason to lie. I watched what it did to her. I saw the nights she couldn't breathe. I'm not here for clout. I'm here for truth." That statement shook the internet. Suddenly, celebrities began liking and sharing supportive posts for Teyana. Some even hinted that they had their own stories, but were too afraid to speak. The tide was turning, and the silence around Diddy's behavior was finally cracking. Meanwhile, Teyana herself stayed quiet, at least publicly. She didn't post, didn't comment, didn't confirm or deny. But insiders said she was relieved that the truth was finally coming out. One source close to her reportedly said, "Teyana never wanted to be the one to expose anyone. She just wanted peace, but Iman felt like she deserved justice." As the days passed, the world started revisiting Teyana's career with new eyes. Her music, once seen as fierce and empowering, now carried layers of pain people hadn't recognized before. Songs about strength, freedom, and survival took on new meaning. "She was fighting her demons through her art," one fan tweeted. "And now we finally understand what she was up against." But even with the truth coming to light, Iman admitted that the scars remained. "Healing doesn't mean forgetting," he said. "She still has moments when she shuts down. There are songs she can't listen to, faces she can't see, and places she can't go back to." In one of the most emotional moments of his interview, Iman said, "There was a time I thought I was going to lose her, not to another man, but to the darkness that came from that world. But she fought back. She's still here because she refused to let that pain define her. And that's what makes this story even more powerful. It's not just about betrayal or secrets, it's about survival. About a woman who was once broken, but chose to rebuild herself. About a husband who refused to stay silent when silence was easier. And about an industry that's finally being forced to face its shadows." As the clip continued to spread like wildfire across social media, the public reaction was immediate and intense. People everywhere began demanding investigations, justice, and accountability. For years, Diddy had been viewed as an untouchable force in the music industry, a powerful mogul wrapped in fame, wealth, and influence. But now that carefully crafted image was beginning to fall apart. One revelation after another exposed a darker side of the empire, a world built on secrecy, manipulation, and silence. Iman's voice joined a growing wave of people finally brave enough to speak up and question what had been hidden for so long. Fans and insiders were stunned. How could someone who built careers and shaped the culture also be at the center of such disturbing allegations? But Iman's words carried even more weight. He didn't just speak out. He hinted that there was still more left unsaid. "There are things that even I can't say yet," he revealed, his tone heavy with emotion. That single sentence changed everything. It suggested that what the world knows is only the beginning. When the full truth comes out, he said people will finally understand why she vanished from the spotlight and what she had to survive to still be here today. The look in his eyes when he said those words told everything: pain, love, protection, regret. It wasn't the voice of a man seeking revenge. It was the voice of someone who had watched the woman he loved fight a silent war. In the end, Teyana's story isn't just a warning about fame. It's a lesson about strength. She faced the kind of pressure and darkness that breaks people, yet she's still standing, still creating, still loving her children, still living life on her own terms. And while Iman's confession has stirred the industry, it also gave people something rare: truth in a world built on illusion. Fans now look at Teyana not just as a performer, but as a survivor. And Iman, once just seen as her husband, is now seen as the man who had the courage to finally say what others wouldn't. The world may not know every detail of what happened between Teyana, Diddy, and the forces that nearly destroyed her. But one thing's for sure: she's no longer hiding. She's healing, and Iman has made it clear that as long as he's alive, no one will ever silence her story again. Because in the end, truth always finds a way out, even in Hollywood.